Hello out there in internet land. This is the P&J F1 chat. I am your co-host, Phil Lamington. And beside me is the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet. The mecca of manhood, the reflection of perfection. All the ladies want to be him, and by listening to the podcast, they're all going to get pregnant by him, by just hearing his dulcet tones. It is the Ayatollah of rock and roller, JB. How are you, JB, my friend?
I am good.
It's the last time I'm letting you write the fucking intro.
That's it. That was atrocious.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to the F1 chat, P&J's F1 chat. This is a special episode, hence why we went for a completely comedic entrance and opening.
Idiotic, not comedic.
Oh, yeah. Either or. They'll let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments, you cowards.
Spineless yellow turds.
Been asking you all year to let me know in the comments, you cowards. Write one. Get your anonymous mask on behind your keyboard and write a damn comment.
So, this special episode that we're doing today, as I turn my microphone down just a frazzle.
It is a touch loud, I will be honest. Your S's was like blowing my head off. There we go.
Right.
There we
That's
go.
a bit better. So this week we're doing a special episode where we're gonna do something a bit different. So what we've come up with each is 5 theoretical teams that we would like to see join or rejoin Formula One.
Yes.
The idea being that it's 3 works teams that have an engine supply and 2 customer teams that have engine supplies from current Formula One engine suppliers.
Yes.
But not only do you have to name the teams, you have to name 2 drivers and a team principal. And the drivers have to be alive, so you can't say Ayrton Senna or Michael Schumacher.
Michael Schumacher's alive, technically.
I know,
That's
but
dark. That's fucking dark.
Yeah, but he's
I mean, he's not going far, yes, but
he's not going fast at the moment, so
no, he's it's not 2001 for him, is it?
not quite.
Yeah, okay. I mean, congratulations, Phil. For the first time since I left high school, you actually made me do homework, and it was hard. Like, this was actually sort of hard. So, thank you. I guess this took me like 2 weeks to put together. Like this.
So, okay, well, seeing that you were complaining about how much homework you had to do, we'll let you go first. You can go first. And
All right. My first customer team I've got here, perhaps unsurprisingly, is Toyota Grand Prix.
Customer or works?
This is Works team.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the big Japanese factory opening back up with their big fucking wind tunnel and their millions of yen.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
My drivers. I've got Yuki Tsunoda as my first driver
Yeah.
because he's not going to get a start at Red Bull, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to go anywhere past Toro Rosso. So if he wants to be a driver or even a potential lead driver in a factory team, Toyota would probably snap him up.
Yeah.
Second driver, he's a little bit long on the tooth, but he's brilliant, is Kazuki Nakajima, reigning world endurance champion, and he just won the Le Mans 24-hour race with Toyota Gazoo Racing, and he was a former Williams test driver as well. So he's got experience, he's long in the tooth, but he knows Toyota, he is Toyota, and he's got plenty of experience behind him. Team principal is Pascal Vasselon. He's the senior manager. Holy shit.
Management.
He's the senior manager of Toyota's LMP prototype division, but he was also the senior manager. Man, far out. Fuck me.
The pressure's gotten to him, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm presenting like a PowerPoint slide for the first time in 20 years. And I'm cracking hard. He was the head of Toyota's Formula One team, actually. He was head of design for their actual original run back in like 2008. So he's also got experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to give him a senior advisor. And I know he was Honda. But he knows what it's like to work with a big team like this. I'm going to give him Jenson Button as his senior advisor.
Okay.
Just to be, and obviously they will make their own power units because they make their own hybrid power units for World Endurance Championship.
And for their road cars.
Exactly. And
that actually surprises me as to why Toyota have not come back into Formula One.
Their
like, for
Camrys
real.
have been V6 hybrids for years.
Yeah,
Like, they know how to make a V6 hybrid power unit.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Prius.
Yeah. It was the first hybrid car.
Yeah.
Like, they know how to do this shit.
Well, for my first works team, I also went Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
But my drivers are very different from yours. So my first driver, I went moving from Ferrari, is Carlos Sainz Jr. I think he's a solid pair of hands. He's still young. He's young, but he's got a lot of experience, which is what the team would require. So I think he'd be a shoo-in. And his co-driver, I picked Kevin Magnussen.
Ooh, very good.
Experienced pair of hands again, and he'd be hungry to get back into F1.
Absolutely.
And for the team principal, I picked Maurizio Arrivabene, the former Ferrari team principal. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why him?
That's a lot of Italians in a Japanese team.
But before Maurizio was running Ferrari, he was running Marlboro. And that's how he got the job in Ferrari in the F1 team, was he was sort of put in there by Philip Morris or Marlboro. And he's got a lot of experience in dealing with a company system from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And I think he would still be hungry for motorsport.
He would. His passion never died, even though
Yeah.
Ferrari axed him.
Even though I think Ferrari did sort of kill a little bit of his passion. Like when he first came into Ferrari, he was enthusiastic and he wanted other people in the team to do interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it sort of got whittled away because of Sergio Marchionne sticking his grubby little fingers in and fucking it all up.
Yeah, but he'd be hungry for redemption. Like, he'd be hungry to show he still got it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what can sum up the two drivers and the team principal. Three guys that are hungry for redemption.
Yes.
Because we all know at some point Carlos Sainz is going to get dropped from Ferrari.
It's inevitable, unfortunately, which sucks for him because he's great. But destiny's been written. Mick Schumacher will be there.
And I think Toyota would be, if they came back, they'd be hungry for redemption from last time. And also they want to prove that their technology is the best.
They had that opportunity, and genuinely they had that opportunity back in 2008 before they pulled out.
Yeah.
And as we said, they've been making hybrid engines for donkey's years. They
Yeah.
would. They get close.
All right. So we both went with Toyota.
We did.
So what's your number two works team?
My number 2 works team is Audi Grand Prix.
Yeah.
My drivers, Nick De Vries, 2021 Formula E World Champion and former F2 World Champion. Plenty of experience there in those hands. His co-driver from left field is Kelvin van der Linden. You're not going to know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's a South African and he just got done dominating the 2021 Dutch Touring Masters.
Ooh, good pick.
Driving a Porsche, mind you, but he's a tin top driver. But you know what? It's been a long, long time since we've had a South African on the grid, and he's clearly talented.
And that's a track that I miss as well. Is
Kyalami.
Kyalami. Oh, and there were talks of bringing that back at one point.
Yeah, I think
And
they still can.
I think they should. I think they should.
Team principal,
Yes.
Gunther Steiner.
Ooh, good pick.
Get him out of Haas. Get him out of Haas. He speaks fluent, talking like 5 or 6 languages fluently, man. Put him at the head of Audi Grand Prix. And, of course, being another World Endurance Championship Le Mans winning team, they also know how to build a pretty damn good power unit, hybrid power unit, so they'll make their own, obviously. And that is my second works team.
Good pick. And also, Gunther Steiner is very fluent in fucking Vanka.
In fucking Vanka and smashing my fuck door.
Yes.
Smash my fuck door.
So my number 2 works team, mine is a little bit out of left field. I went with BMW.
Oh, yes. Yes. God, I missed the V10 BMWs.
Oh, the sound.
Juan Pablo Montoya. The man.
Going through the forest.
Ugh.
Just, oh. Mwah.
They still hold the speed record at Monza.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yep, you got me there.
So for the drivers, I went for Nico Hulkenberg.
Yes.
Solid pair of hands.
Yes.
And his teammate, even though he's a Ferrari Academy driver, I went with Robert Schwartzman.
Yeah?
I went with him, and this was a late change. Like, I only changed this about half an hour ago.
Yep.
The reason why I went with Robert Schwartzman is with Charles Leclerc, Callum Ilott, Mick Schumacher, and you've also got Arthur Leclerc coming through the ranks as well. Robert Schwartzman seems like the Ferrari driver, Academy driver, who's going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, he's going to miss the cut. Yeah, I agree.
And for team principal, I too went for Gunther Steiner. He needs to get out of Haas.
Yeah.
And now that it's not confirmed or anything, like it's all rumor and hearsay. But Mazepin's old man is going to buy that team.
Yeah,
we'll see it.
That's going to be Uralkali Racing by next year or the year after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old man Gene Haas, I forgot his first name, Gene Haas, he is ready to wash his hands of that Formula One team.
I think he's already committed to it.
Yeah.
I think that's why he sold the team to old man
Mazepin. Dimitri Mazepin.
Dimitri Mazepin, yeah, because he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. He's got enough to worry about. He's got a NASCAR team to run.
And Haas Automation as well.
Exactly. He's got enough on his plate without having to throw money into the money shredder that is a fledgling, failing Formula One team.
If I was him, though, if I was Gene Haas, I would be suing the bejesus out of William Story from Rich Energy.
Is he still trying to get back in the sport?
Yes.
Wasn't he trying to help Williams out? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
No, that was before he got in with Haas.
Ah, right.
But apparently he's got a friend who's in Formula One who is buying a team. I think we can put 2 and 2 together here. He's got a friend in Dimitri Mazepin.
Oh, shit.
So he's going to get his fingers back in that team no matter what.
Yuck.
Like I said.
Yuck. I would have banned him from the paddock.
Yeah.
Con man. Absolute con man.
I think he's worse than... who was the team principal at Renault? Flavio Brigatore.
Yeah, Briatore's a fucking son of a bitch.
He
okay, he had plenty of success at Ferrari. Was he at Ferrari?
No, he was at Renault. He was at Renault and Benetton.
Okay, no, yeah, of course. He was just Michael Schumacher at Benetton, which is why I linked him to Ferrari.
No, he took over Benetton after Jean Todt and Schumacher and Ross Brawn left and went to Ferrari.
Yeah, okay.
He was the team principal at Renault when Alonso won those 2 titles.
Ah, yeah, no, Flavio was a bit of a dickhead.
And he was also Mark Webber's manager.
There you go.
So, your third team.
My third works team, Porsche GP.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Drivers, Stoffel Van Dorn.
The dessert.
The dessert, the pastry.
The pastry dish.
The pastry dish, ex-Formula 1 driver. I think he's in Formula E at the moment. Still in his prime, though, roughly. And a bit of left field as well. Another older racer, but plenty of experience. Andre Lotterer, German driver, massive World Endurance Championship experience. One of the greatest of all time, actually, coming from, he's won Le Mans, he's won World Championships, he's, I think he's in Formula E at the moment as well.
Yeah.
I think he's pushing 40.
Mm-hmm.
But as Kimi shows and as Fernando shows, if you're in enough shape and, give him a chance to drive in Formula 1, he'll probably jump at it.
Yeah.
I reckon you could squeeze a season or 2 out of him. Team principal is Emil Lindsay. He's actually the head of operations of Porsche's Formula E team. So I know Formula 1's a bit of a different premise, but I reckon he'll be able to step in okay. And I've given him a senior advisor as well for the Porsche connection, Mark Webber.
Nice.
Mark Webber stepping over the Porsche connection, obviously winning Le Mans with them a few seasons back and experienced in Formula 1. And obviously Porsche, as they've reportedly wanted to do, making their own power unit anyway.
Yeah.
So that's my Porsche team, yeah.
Well, mine is very similar, and you might say I've slightly bent the rules with this. So my third works team is Penske Motorsport.
Yeah?
Right? Running works Porsche engines. So it is still Porsche, but I think because Porsche has been talking to Penske Motorsport, so that's why I came up with that idea of Penske Motorsport running factory Porsche engines. So I haven't broken the rules because it still is a works team, but I didn't want to just tag it as Porsche. For my driver lineup, I've got Romain Grosjean. Again, solid pair of hands.
Yep.
Experienced in F1. He might be a little bit wobbly, but he'd be a great way to get the team going.
Mm-hmm.
As my phone is... I do this every time.
Yeah, every podcast. Except the wrestling one where that would fit.
Yeah, I know.
It's every Formula 1 one, though.
And his co-driver, I've gone for a long shot here. Scotty McLaughlin.
It's not a long shot.
Australian touring car champion, currently drives for Penske in IndyCar.
Yep.
I think he'd be a good pair of hands
Absolutely.
in Formula 1. And the team principal, I've gone for a blast from the past with this one.
Yeah.
Martin Whitmarsh.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, a lot of stories about him, a lot of rumours, but yeah.
I mean, I think when he took over running McLaren,
That team peaked pretty good.
Ron Dennis sort of cut his legs out from underneath him a lot.
Yeah.
And I again, with a lot of people, it's a shot at redemption.
Yeah, well, Martin Whitmarsh leaving McLaren was also the reason Lewis Hamilton left McLaren as well.
Yeah.
So, bit of history there.
Yeah. So and he's a safe pair of hands.
Absolutely. He knows how to run a team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So that's our 3 works teams.
Mm-hmm.
What's your first customer team?
You ready for this?
Oh, I sure am.
Brabham Grand Prix.
Okay, what engines are they running?
They're going to run Works Renault engines because currently they're the only team that can still supply engines.
Yeah.
And Ferrari, but I don't think Ferrari are super generous dishing out engines.
Yeah.
My drivers,
Mhm.
Oscar Piastri,
Yeah.
Formula 3 world champion, Australian Formula 3 world champion, current Formula 2 driver.
Yeah.
His co-driver, because he's not a long shot, Scotty McLaughlin. Two-time V8 Supercars champion, current IndyCar driver. This will surprise you. Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Team principal. I hate him. But he'd be good. Roland Dane.
Oh.
Roland Dane, current team principal of Red Bull Racing Australia.
Oh, that's a big one.
Despise the man, to be honest, but perfect team principal. Perfect team principal, knows how to run a team. And yeah, as I said, because Renault's the only one that's got slots free, and I don't think Ferrari would be too willing to dish an engine out. You know, Renault power units. So yeah, that's my first works team.
It shows that you did a lot more homework than me, because I didn't factor in that Ferrari can only supply one more team and Renault can supply three.
Mm-hmm.
So I still went on the theoretical. But my number 4 team, oddly enough, showing a bit of national pride, is also Brabham.
And you know what? This only popped up because they made that prototype race car like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, they could still make a Formula 1 car. Bring his name back. Why can't we have a Australian, Melbourne-based Formula 1 team? Why not?
Well, see, Brabham for me popped up on the radar because I was watching a highlight video that Formula 1 put up, and they were talking about Bernie Eccleston and how towards the end he owned Brabham. And like they had a very striking purple livery.
Yep.
And I was just like, why can't we bring Brabham back? Like, it is one of the great brands in Formula 1.
And he was, Jack Brabham was the driver designer. Like,
He was
Bruce
he was the first driver to win the
in
drivers
his own car.
in his own car.
And then Bruce McLaren followed. So,
Yeah.
you know, the history's massive in that team.
Yeah.
And an Australian-based Formula 1 team. Like, what a boon for the sport. Like, imagine them based out of Melbourne.
Yeah.
Their home track, you know, build a factory like 10 kilometres from Albert Park. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my engine supplier, I made them a customer Mercedes team.
Mm-hmm.
My drivers. So I've got Valtteri Bottas
Driving for Brabham.
driving for Brabham,
Okay.
because I'm running on the assumption that he'd look at the Williams and he'd look at the Alfa Romeo and go,
No.
they're not up to snuff. I'd rather take a chance on something new.
Mm-hmm.
The other driver I've gone with is 2021 Formula E champion Nick De Vries.
Yep. Talent.
Safe pair of hands.
Yep.
And team principal, I went with former Williams team principal Simon Roberts.
Yeah, plenty of experience with him.
Yeah.
He was on Beyond the Grid podcast a month or so back. He has some good stories.
And again, safe pair of hands.
Yep. Experience, pair of hands.
And I'd say he still has the itch for Formula 1.
Absolutely.
And this, by doing this team, like he's still got his ties with Mercedes, like he had with Williams, but it's his team. It's not him inheriting something from Claire Williams and Frank Williams.
Yep.
It's his baby from the kickoff.
Yep.
So your fifth and final team.
Fifth and final round. Are you ready? Fight. Lotus. I'm bringing back Lotus.
Yeah.
With their black and gold livery. I don't care about Rich Energy. They can fuck off. I'm bringing back Lotus. And their drivers, Kevin Magnussen
Yeah.
and Alexander Albon.
Ooh, good picks.
Mm-hmm. Both of them wanting to find their way back into Formula One. Magnussen obviously has got ties with... they're going to be powered by Renault engines, which makes
Yep.
more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And their team principal, unsurprisingly, Eric Boulier.
Did you copy my notes?
No, I just think Lotus would be good to have back on the grid.
So my fifth team, it was going to be a flip of a coin between BRM,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I can't remember the name of the team. The team that Roland Ratzenberger drove for when he was killed.
Yeah. Nah, blanked.
Yeah, that team.
That team.
I'll put a photo up when we get to it.
Not of Roland Ratzenberger crashing,
No,
please.
no,
That's
no.
distasteful.
I'm not that weird. The third option was Marussia,
Yeah.
but I ended up settling on Lotus F1.
Yep.
Again, Renault engines.
Yep.
Now, my driver lineup is a little bit different from yours. I've gone with Daniel Kvyat.
Yeah.
Safe pair of hands.
Yeah.
He's itching to get back into F1.
He got the rough end of the pineapple, to be honest, but he's talented enough. Yeah.
And his co-driver, and I'm probably going to completely fuck up the pronunciation here, but Guangzhou.
Guangzhou,
Who
the
is-
Chinese Renault Academy driver.
He is the Renault Academy driver.
Guan Yuzhou, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
Because running Renault engines, he'd be a great fit.
He's talented. He's fast. Yeah, I agree.
And again, team principal, Eric Boulier.
Yeah.
Or as I wrote down, Eric Buffet.
Yep. Just slot him straight back in where he was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I'm pretty happy with those.
Yeah.
I don't think any of those were too left field.
No, it was...
Yeah.
It was really interesting to sit there and go through the history of F1 and see, hey, I'd like to see that team back or that team back.
That was 2 weeks worth of homework, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean,
That's the hardest I've had to think in donkey's years.
you could even go back and bring back, say, I don't think anyone wants to bring back Super Aguri or
Copa fucking Suka.
you bring them back.
Yeah, the Brazilian government's real good on that shit, eh? They're not corrupt at all.
Copper fucking Suka.
Copa fucking Super. ASA fucking P.
Fitty fucking Baldy.
If you don't get that reference, there's a movie you have to watch.
Yeah, it's just a little movie called Rush.
Cinematic masterpiece.
But I mean, you could bring back, say, Lancia or
I thought Lancia were Rally.
Yeah, but they were in F1 for one season.
You could bring back like Peugeot.
Yeah, Peugeot,
Um,
Prost.
you wouldn't have Prost running Prost though, would you?
No,
He's pretty long in the tooth now.
yeah. You bring back Ford.
Yeah, you could bring back Ford. Maybe you could have Penske run a Ford team.
Well, they're in talks with Porsche, so that's why I put the Porsche thing there.
Yeah.
But Ford might be in a position where the same position they were back in the '60s, where they wanted to beat Ferrari at Le Mans.
Bring in an American-based team. That's not us, obviously. Bring in with like proper financial backing. Yeah, why not Ford?
Yeah.
Have some American drivers on the grid. Scott Speed. I'm sure he's like under 60.
Yeah, but it was a really interesting assignment
Yeah, it was.
with this to see, and it was inspired by a YouTuber named Tomo, who does these type of videos but he goes in depth and designs the car livery and their outfits and who's going to sponsor them and all that.
I can't draw.
Neither can I.
So we didn't do that part.
So now we get to the pit lane question.
You have been burning me with this for 2 weeks. This is going to be good, isn't it?
It's going to be a long one.
All right. Let me take a sip at Pasito. Only
Yeah.
the finest here on P&J's F1 chat.
Yeah, we didn't have a cup of tea tonight.
Broke tradition. Terrible.
Yeah, well, we haven't done it for a couple now.
That's all right. We've got 3 straight races after this.
Yeah, plenty of cups of tea.
Get used to our voices, Internet.
Yeah, and 2 wrestling ones as well. So
Yeah.
if you like wrestling, you're going to hear a lot of our voices.
If you like Formula 1 and wrestling, you're going to hate yourself at the end of this. There's about 6 podcasts
You're
coming
going to be
your way.
looking at packets of rat sacker guard. That's mighty
He's
tempting.
like, damn, that looks quite delicious.
So the pit lane question. Brace yourself.
Oh, boy.
What are your driver predictions for 2022? We'll start with the one ring that rules it all, Mercedes.
I don't think it's a prediction anymore. It's Lewis Hamilton and George Russell.
I think so too.
It's not a prediction. It's fact. Yeah, Valtteri's done. Valtteri's done. Even if they don't make the decision this week before Spa, by the end of the season, I don't think Valtteri Bottas is a Mercedes driver anymore.
Yeah, he's just treading water. As a driver, in his career, he is just treading water.
Yeah, he's been given the tools to succeed, and he just hasn't been able to do it. He's like,
And I feel sorry for him because he's in a team beside what deniably this generation's best driver.
Yeah.
And the current multiple-time world champion.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to weigh on your soul. Sitting there looking over and seeing Lewis Hamilton and going, he's winning everything. I just pick up the scraps.
Because that's all he drives to do.
Yeah.
George Russell outdrove him in Sakir last year in the same car. Like, that's soul crushing. That just shows the lack of his potential. He doesn't capitalize on anything ever.
And though it doesn't show on the scoreboard, George Russell is outdriving the legs off that Williams.
George Russell if George Russell and Valtteri Bottas were teammates at Mercedes, George Russell would be in Lewis Hamilton's spot. It'd be the same story.
Yeah.
Like, George Russell would drive rings over Valtteri at the moment and would continue to do so.
So we're going to stick with Lewis Hamilton and George Russell?
Yep.
Red Bull. I think they're going to stick with Max and Sergio.
Yeah, I don't want Sergio to go anywhere. He's proven, he's had some shaky races lately. They both have. But I think Sergio's done enough to maintain that second spot.
He got a win this season, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a win.
Yeah.
Who's going to kick him out? It's not going to be Albon, and it's not going to be Kvyat, and it's not going to be Tsunoda, and it's not going to be Gasly.
The only other options are Albon and Gasly.
Yeah, and it's not going to be either of them.
Yeah.
He's worth one more season at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's their best option.
Yep. I agree.
Their best option to take it to Mercedes.
Max goes and wins the championship this year and gives Sergio a season extension.
Yeah.
Until you can find an up-and-comer that's... Well, if Yuki can start showing the potential that he shows in F2, or, I don't know, I don't think Gasly's going to get a third bite at the cherry, is he? Or a second bite at the cherry?
No, I don't think he will.
Yeah, so I think the only other person that could supersede Sergio is Yuki Tsunoda, but he's got to start showing a lot more before he even gets considered.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty set.
I think Tsunoda is only in F1 because it's favoured to Honda.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But
yeah, I think so too. Well, he's talented. Like, the dude can drive on his day.
Yeah.
But I think it's a buddy thing with Honda to have the Japanese driver there.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So Ferrari is sticking with their two drivers of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, Carlos isn't going anywhere for another year.
I honestly think they are the best pairing on the grid.
Yeah, in
terms of talent and camaraderie and just as teammates.
Yeah, they're good.
They are just perfect.
Yep, they're brilliant. They complement each other so well.
And Carlos Sainz has come in, slotted straight into the team, and he's been effective from day one.
Yeah, he is the best new driver, new team. Like, he's adapted the quickest. We've said it multiple times. Yeah. He's adapted the quickest, and they just complement each other so well. Both young, both fast. Ferrari's reaping the benefits, absolutely. Yeah. If they can tweak that car a little bit more next year.
Well, I mean, they've still got an engine upgrade coming.
Exactly. See how far they can go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same as McLaren are sticking with Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo.
Yep. Ricciardo's got to find a bit more.
I think next year's car, they'll tailor it a little bit more to Daniel Ricciardo.
Not much. They've already come out and said we're not. It's like we found a performance that's getting us massive results. That got us results with Carlos and is getting us maximum podiums now
with Lando.
And he said if Daniel thinks we're tailoring it to him, he's mistaken because it won't be much. We're not losing performance gains to cater to him, he's going to have to adapt to us.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Daniel's going to have to adapt because you can't lose the gains.
Because he's got a 3-year contract with McLaren.
Yeah, he's got time to adapt. He's got time.
I think they're going to terminate his contract at the end of next year if he doesn't man up.
Yeah, but who do you replace him with?
Carlos Sainz.
That's
Carlos
not
Sainz.
the worst option, actually.
Carlos Sainz and move Mick Schumacher up to Ferrari.
You know what? That's a genuine fucking option.
Yes.
That's a genuine option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. The next team is Aston Martin. So Vettel is signed. Vettel is there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure Lance Stroll is going to be there too.
Well,
his
his dad owns the team, and Vettel got them a podium.
Yeah.
So that's settled.
Yeah. AlphaTauri.
I
think Tsunoda's still under contract, but Gasly's contract is up at the end of the year.
Yeah, but the only way Gasly will want to go is up, and there's nowhere up for him to go. AlphaTauri is as high as he can go. He's not going to jump into a Ferrari or a McLaren or a Mercedes or a Red Bull.
No.
He's not going to jump into the second Red Bull seat. We've already said that.
I think the only option he's got really is to go to Williams.
No, he won't leave.
But I think his best option is
to stay put.
Yeah, sign a 1-year contract with them and see what your options are at the end of the year.
Signed a 1-year contract for next year and see what what Red Bull's thoughts on Sergio Perez is.
Yeah.
And see if you can keep out driving Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Just make yourself be the shark that eats all the other baby sharks.
Yeah.
Be the last baby shark.
And off track, he's got to shut up. Because that's what got him into trouble with Red Bull the first time. Was he was in Toro Rosso at the time.
Yeah.
And he was mouthing off about how he was going to be the next one in Red Bull.
Well, he was.
Except at the time, they moved Max Verstappen up.
Well, yeah, that paid off pretty well for them, didn't it?
So Pierre Gasly, he's prone to opening and shutting his mouth and being a bit cocky and a bit arrogant.
He's earned it, though.
I think he needs to just shut up, though, and let his talking do on the track.
I think he can start talking now because he's starting to earn it now. I mean, he won Monza and was he on the... No, it wasn't. He wasn't on the podium. Sorry, I was thinking of Ocon.
He was on the podium in Germany 2019.
Yeah, so the talent's there.
Yeah.
He's just got to... He's starting to show it.
I think he's also more comfortable with less pressure on him from the team. Being in Red Bull, like the Red Bull team, you've got a lot of pressure on you from Dietrich Mateschitz, Helmut Marko, Christian Horner, Ginger Spice, and your teammate is Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
And all the world is on you because you are in one of the top teams. Whereas being in AlphaTauri,
you're not on. The spotlight's not on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just play second fiddle.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing with Sergio Perez at the moment. He can sort of disassociate himself with a lot of that pressure.
Yeah.
Because he's there as just an experienced tail gunner.
He's been through it as well because he started off in McLaren.
Yeah, exactly. Behind Jenson Button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's used to it.
Yep.
So we're going to stick with Tsunoda and Gasly.
Yeah, I don't think Gasly will leave, and I don't think Tsunoda will leave. No.
Alfa Romeo.
This is where it gets interesting. I don't think Kimi Raikkonen's there next year.
No,
he's done.
I think he's done.
Antonio Giovinazzi will be lucky to be there too, to be honest. He's not impressed. Mick Schumacher?
Apparently he has re-signed with Haas.
Has he?
Yeah.
Right.
Or he had a multi-year contract with Haas.
Who's in the Ferrari Academy?
Callum Ilott.
Callum Ilott will be there.
Robert Schwartzman.
Callum Ilott will be there. He will be my first driver. And I don't know.
Well,
I don't think it'll be Valtteri Bottas.
I'll tell you my pick. I've gone with Callum Ilott. And I think if Kimi retires, he will have bought Giovinazzi a stay of execution. And Gio will get one more season.
All right. Yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's not much you can do with Giovinazzi. He hasn't, he's done what he can.
But the rumours are now, there are rumours around, and this was as of last week, that Kimi is going to be sticking around for one more season and Gio is out. And it'll be Callum Ilott replacing Giovinazzi. Because Alfa Romeo wants a world champion on their books.
But he's not doing anything.
Well, that's the thing. Gio is out qualifying Kimi. But on race day, Kimi is outdoing Gio.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but they're fucking not setting the world on fire, are they? Either of them.
I think they're still limited by the Ferrari power unit.
As long as Callum Ilott is definitely there next year, I'm happy with that. Because he deserves it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ilott's going to be there.
Yeah, he's a good driver.
Did you see who else has tested for Alfa Romeo, though?
Who?
Josh Ravel likes to flog him a bit. He's an Indian driver named Manisha. Oh, God. Yeah.
Is it Kurathainen? Does he drive in Formula 2 or Formula 2?
He did.
Yeah.
Because he was renowned for launching his car.
Yeah, I know the guy. I know that. It's like Kurathainen something. Yeah. Not that impressive, mate.
Yeah, well, he did a test for Alfa Romeo.
Did he crash?
No.
Oh.
Don't know how.
Yeah, no. I think if Callum Ilott's going to be there, then next year's his time. Considering he just came off that Formula 2 title fight with Mick Schumacher last year.
Mahiva Ranghuhartsen.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Whatever.
This generation's Pastor Maldonado.
I'm glad he didn't say Karun Chandok.
Yeah, no, he's too busy doing commentary.
He's pretty good at it. He's pretty good at what he does on that SkyPad.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's alright.
Yeah, he's all right. Haas. I think they're sticking with the same drivers.
Well, they won't be Haas. They'll be
Uralkali.
Uralkali Grand Prix.
Rich Energy.
Rich Energy Uralkali Grand Prix. How much dirty money can we spend?
How much dirty money can William Story get his hands on?
That's it.
To get his tastes exactly like Red Bull, Rich Energy, sophisticated Red Bull in a different can drink going.
Yeah.
Because apparently everyone's tasted it and gone, it's just Red Bull in a different can. You know, at least Mother or whatever that other one is that sponsors Lewis Hamilton. Monster. That's the one. That one tastes different to Red Bull.
Yeah, it does. And Rockstar tastes different to them.
And they all taste like shit.
Fee tastes alright. Fee's the way to go.
I'll just stick with Coca-Cola.
Okay.
All right, so Haas sticking with the same drivers.
Only because of Mazepin's going nowhere because Daddy owns him. And if Mick Schumacher's not moving to Alfa Romeo, then where else is he going to go?
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's under contract with Ferrari, not with Uralkali.
Well, why can't he go to Alfa Romeo then?
But he's got an agreement with Uralkali. That's why.
Well, then he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alpine.
So
Ocon's got a deal, so Ocon's going to be there.
Ocon's got a deal and he won a race.
Yes.
He's not going anywhere.
Alonso.
You know what? He's doing enough.
Yeah, I think
he's doing enough. But only one more year. Only one more year.
Yeah.
Next year will be his last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to the tail gunners. Actually, Haas are the tail gunners now. Because Williams has got points.
Williams has points.
Who's going to be driving for Williams next year?
Valtteri Bottas and... I was going to say Latifi, but fuck, he's not setting the world on fire, is he?
He's got more points than George Russell, though.
Yeah, but you can't tell me Nicholas Latifi is the better of the two drivers there.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is true, which is also why George Russell will be a Mercedes driver next year.
Yeah.
It'll be Valtteri Bottas' last chance saloon, and probably his only landing place if he does indeed lose his Mercedes seat next year, and he wants to stay in the sport. You know, and that Williams car is getting better and better every year. Like it's on the up and up for what it was, so it's not the worst.
Yeah.
You know, the Haas and the Alfa Romeo will be worse than the Williams next year.
Yeah. The Williams is on an upward trajectory.
As opposed to the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're sort of flatline.
It's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst.
Yeah.
So I think if Valtteri is going to stay in Formula One,
that's his only shot.
Williams will be where he lands. And I don't know who's Mercedes' test driver at the moment. Is it who was it?
It was Dan Ticktum, but he was with Williams. He was their academy driver, but they just let him go.
Yeah, because he's shit. Sorry, Dan.
It could be Nick de Vries.
Yeah. Yes, Nick de Vries. He is overdue for a seat.
Yeah.
Valtteri Bottas and Nick de Vries. Yeah, that'd be cool.
The only thing is, I think Nick de Vries has still got 1 year left on his Mercedes Formula E contract.
Yeah, righto. I don't know, but it would be Valtteri and Latifi if he can convince Williams to stay, which I guess after Hungary he probably could. But he'll have to keep being as consistent as he can.
Well, I'll tell you what I've got here. So we're both locked in that Valtteri's going to be there.
Yeah, if he loses his seat, that's where Valtteri will land.
For me, it's a flip of a coin between Nick de Vries, because I think Mercedes can sit there and say, you know what, do you want to stay here in Formula E, or do you want to go to the big dance? It'll be a lesser team, but it's a foot in the door.
And he's earned it.
And he's earned it. Or it could be the test driver for Alpine. Daniel Kvyat. And some are saying Kvyat's in with a really good shot.
Well, he's at least got experience over de Vries. He's at least got experience in being Formula One.
But Kvyat's problem is that he's a 50-50 driver. He's either on it or he's on someone else's rear end.
Or he's torpedoing Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm leaning more towards Nick de Vries.
I would like to see Nick de Vries in Formula One because he's earned it. But Kvyat's not a bad option either if de Vries can't get out of his Formula E contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's our team predictions for
2022.
2022.
And our hypotheticals for onwards
for shits and giggles.
The future. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was our first off the wing potty since our first one.
Yeah, that was the bonus episode.
Yeah, that's the bonus content that you didn't have to pay $5 in Patreon for.
That's right. Yes, you don't have to pay on Patreon. Just click the thumb. Thumb us.
Come thumb
bell
us. Come thumb us.
Or as Calvin Dyson, who he's got a massive James Bond channel. He says, hit the Mrs. Bell button, which is a reference to one of the Bond films.
Of course you'd know that.
Yes.
Of course you'd know that.
Yes. Hey, Aston Martin.
That's it.
So next week, well, this Sunday night here in Australia, Sunday afternoon for uncivilized rest of the world, is the Spa-Francorchamps Formula One.
Here we go. Formula One is back, baby.
This is where we hit the exciting bit of the year.
Yeah, this is where all the good tracks come up.
Because we've got Spa, then straight after that, like a week later, is the Netherlands.
Zandvoort, we're going back.
We're going back in time.
Read it today. They've got 30 km/h speed limits in their town.
Yeah.
It's all now 33. They put Max Verstappen 33 signs on their speed limit sign, so now
Oh,
everyone can go 33 at Zandvoort.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
That
pretty
is
cool.
And then after that is Monza.
Yep, 3 brilliant races coming up. Predictions?
Spa, I'm going to give Spa to Max.
I'm going to give it reluctantly to Lewis,
Yeah.
only because of the straights. Although the Honda's got grunt.
Yeah.
Um,
It all depends on surviving the first corner.
yeah, exactly. If we can't get a 2012 Roman Grosjean up there.
And
You
the
know.
weather.
If
The weather is always a factor at Spa as well.
Yeah, exactly. That first corner's chaos. Yeah, as long as we don't have Valtteri Bottas doing what he did in Hungary, and Lance Stroll doing what he did in Hungary,
Yeah,
Max might be half a chance of making it out of there alive.
To quote Macho Man Randy Savage, Bottas and Stroll will be no factor here because they both got 5-place grid penalty.
Oh, they do too.
So
yes,
it doesn't
they
matter
do.
if they get pole position; they're down the back.
Good. Oh, that might be more dangerous. Who knows? That's more cars to hit between the start-finish line and turn one.
But you know what that means? That means you've got 1 Mercedes, 2 Red Bull, 2 Ferrari, and 2 McLaren up the front.
Yeah, I'd like to see a good race here
Even
from
though
Lando.
Look, I know you're a McLaren sport. I don't see Ricciardo doing well in qualifying in the McLaren. He's still got to work on it.
Yeah, this isn't because he struggles in the high-speed corners, I think. And there's a lot of high-speed corners at Spa.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a good opportunity for Lando, though.
Yeah.
I think we could possibly see him on the podium here.
Good opportunity for him, good opportunity for Perez, and a good opportunity for the Ferrari boys.
And Max, obviously, he's going to try.
And you know what? It's going to be a good opportunity for Vettel.
Yeah.
Vettel's going to be up the front as well.
And you got the 2 Alpine boys coming in with confidence
Yes.
as well.
Yeah. And even George Russell. George Russell, he is the X factor.
Keep
In-
adding fuel to that speculation. Keep showing them why
Yeah.
you want that Mercedes seat.
Yeah. You know, so Bottas has got to step up now. If he wants to fight, he's got to step up now.
Yeah.
Even though I think it is too late for him.
I agree. But time will tell. And another late Sunday night beckons us, friend.
Exactly. So thank you for tuning in for this special episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know if you'd like us to do more stuff like this. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
John really didn't enjoy doing the homework part,
Studying and homework was never my forte.
but you know,
I got there, and I'm pretty happy with them, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah. But hey, you know, our next main break isn't going to be until the end of the season, but
yeah, it's not going to be until December.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, we've got Wrestling Podcast to
Yeah.
keep you entertained if you're so inclined to switch over to the Spandex channel.
And we've got at least 8 races.
Yeah, heaps to talk about still.
So it's
Driver transfers, rumors. It's all going to kick. This is where silly season starts. This
Yeah.
is where everything kicks off from after the break.
yeah,
This is where regulation changes start coming in. Well, actually, they won't because they're whole new cars next year. It's where they would have come in. It's where the rumor mill kicks in. It's where the championship fight starts happening. This is where it gets good. So
Yeah.
strap in and tune in and join with us.
and thank you for joining in today. If you like the channel, you know, ring the bell, subscribe, give us your firstborn, buy us a cup of coffee. I don't really drink coffee, but buy us a cup of tea. Get us a Macca's chocolate sundae because
Spread
they're
the
quite
word.
nice.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Get on social media. If you're on Facebook, go and check out JB's sports page.
JB Sports Corner. I'll post every episode up there. And for mates of me personally, I'll also be posting it up on my personal Facebook page. I also post it on Twitter at jbartley90 on Twitter. It's
On the
up there.
Twitter.
Yeah, it's up there as well. So just trying to spread the love, man. Trying to, this started as a passion project for me and Phil, and it's evolved into a really great pastime.
Yeah.
So, join with us, become part of the community, I know we've got listeners out there. Shout out to Brody Longhorn, my mate, fan of the show, and
Our amigo Barry Enchilada.
yeah, Barry Enchilada. I know he listens. So to you two boys as well. Hey, spread the word. Any F1 fans out there that you want to share your passion for the sport, we're here. Send us questions, suggestions. We'll take comments from our videos and answer questions.
Yeah.
Get involved. Let's make it a community. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you next week with our review of the Belgian Formula One race from Spa-Francorchamps. On behalf of myself and JB, thank you very much, and we will see you next week. Bye.